Touch my bum, this is life. Hello to you, all of my cheeky girls, and welcome back to Disciples Dark Prophecy, the Legions of the Damned campaign. I'm Mr. Quest. We're returning back with our new conscripts. We've got a couple of names ready to be entered into our Legion's army. Just to remind you, I've probably got space for maybe two more names. Got probably a space for another succubus. Rod Planter, that is, and the City Defender. So if you'd like to be the City Defender, then let me know. Let me know what name you'd like, and I'll also give you the choice of what class, what type of leader that will be as well. You've got a choice of, well, you'll see anyway. You can decide. But for this episode, we're just going to keep on scouting around with Zarish before he pops his clogs. We'll get rid of him eventually once we've got our new leader. And yeah, we'll just see how things go until we get enough money to bring in the new blood, as it were. What I'd like to do first of all, though, is I want to introduce a very, very quick section of these videos, and that is I'd like to ask you a question. I do like to get a little bit of viewer interaction going, of course. So the question for this episode, feel free to put it in the comments, is I'd like to know what your favourite race is and why in Disciples. Disciples 2 or Sacred Lands, it's up to you, but yeah, let me know, that would be lovely. But for now, we're going to end our turn and save up a bit more gold and probably get a threat, are we? Come on, you can do it. Here he is. The time has come for you to feel the wrath of the clans. He's suffering a little bit from frostbite there, bless him. I think he's been up a very high mountain for too long. Oh, I get it, that was the little twat that gave us that threat before, isn't it? Right, moving on then. As I said, I'm not entirely sure how much gold we got in that turn, but it seemed to be quite a lot. I remember I was only having 90 before, probably due to this gold resource here. Anyway, so let's carry on. We'll do a bit more reconnaissance with Zarish, scope the place out. What we need to do essentially is get our sights on... maybe not. Get our sights on this dwarven, what was it, Cloudkeeper? His name was something like that. Cloudkeeper. We need to find him, and then think about what we're going to do to him in order to impede his progress upon his particular quest objective. I know this, we didn't cover a quest like this in Sacred Lands, but if the dwarf reaches his quest objective, we automatically fail ours. So it's up to us to make sure that we can take care of him. I was just going to take a quick look at the spells at our disposal, but we'll have to wait until we build the Mage Tower. So there's not a lot happening for now. I'm not even going to build any upgrade structures yet because I just need to save up some more money for our new leader. It is a bit of an annoyance that you have to do this if you want a particular type of leader to take you through the campaign. It automatically gives you a warrior one, which is not brilliant. I'm debating whether I can take advantage of the fact that dwarf has just had a go at whatever that unit was. It could potentially be weakened. Should we go for it? Yes, of course we will. Yep, there we go. This plan has gone rather well, because he's just one-hitted. We might even be able to get rid of these guys. Well, one of them anyway. Fantastic. These guys should look familiar to you. This is just your standard dwarf. The dwarf rushes valiantly into battle, knowing that Wotan protects the brave of his heart. Sorry, no, protects the brave of heart. I've got to say this is displaying in a very small window, so if I read anything wrong, it's probably because of that, and my eyesight's terrible because I'm an old git. And we've got an axe thrower. Axe thrower's great strength and ferocious fighting spirit allows it to reach any unit during battle. They have updated obviously the portraits. That's the first thing you can see, but they've also updated some of the flavour text for the units as well. So I'll read them again just so you can see them. But in terms of the statistics for the units, like the damage and the initiative, things like that, they tend to remain the same from Sacred Lands. Oh, it's the Councillor. We have killed the messenger, Pathmaster. If we can get rid of the High King's son before the seals in the Infernal Gate, Bethlehem will be freed. That's because he's got a big gob. Thank you for that, Councillor. We've got here Spearman, Man-at-Arms and a Peasant. I think they were all in Sacred Lands, were they not? This chap's a new one. Master Thug. He also introduces one of the new battle mechanics in Dark Prophecy. We'll go into more of that later. This portrait's a bit strange. I don't know whether this is his shoulder or if he's like crouching down and it's his knee and he's kind of like ready to pounce upon his prey, because that's how he looks. That's what it looks like he's doing there. Like he's crouching down, like he's a wee frog man. Look at that. I'd like to think it's his knee and he's kind of like going, I'm going to pounce on you, bitch. Something stupid like that. We've got another move point for you, so let's move you up there. Chances are this is going to be a small map. Yep, you can see as I'm moving the white rectangle in the corner there, that's the corner of the map. And that's the corner of the map, so it's very, very small. So this should make it a little bit easier to navigate and scope out. Let me just end that turn now. What I also wanted to just go through in this video is the resolution that I'm using. I'm using the Steam version of the game. We've got enough money, great. Let's move Zarish back because I'll transfer his units over. Like I say, I'm using the Steam version of the game, and as you're launching it from Steam, it allows you to launch the configuration editor instead of the game. I've done that, and essentially what I'm using is the resolution which is in the middle, the second resolution, just in case you're wondering, which is why when you're in these kind of menus, you're getting we get this kind of border going round. If I went to the highest resolution, this border would be massive, and basically you end up with this kind of menu the size of a post-it note in the middle of the screen, and it just looks silly. It's the same for the battles as well. You don't really get... I like to have a big battle. I like to see the units clearly and bigger. Obviously, if I went with the smallest resolution, then it would look a bit shit, but I went straight down the middle. Well then, which of these leaders are we going to be allowing us to take us through to the end of this campaign? Let's have a quick look at them. It's the Duke. The Duke's warlike spirit leads demons into battle, sword in hand. This is the Legion's versions of Sir Ploppy, if you will. I think it's almost exactly the same kind of statistics as Sir Ploppy. Well, the statistics when he first started, of course. Next, we've got the Councillor, which is the scouting leader. The one that we just saw then, with the portrait and a little bit of dialogue there. The Councillor leads the vanguard of the Legion's forces. He travels at high speed upon the lands. Now, with the Undead Hordes, their scouting leader was actually a kind of like a mage unit, because it attacked every enemy unit in the formation, whereas the Councillor is more like an archer. You can see he attacks with a crossbow, 80% chance to hit, 40 damage, nice amount of initiative though, 60, so he's obviously going to most of the time get the first shot in, and he's got substantially more move points, should I say, although with lower HP. The Archdevil is master of the arcane. He has knowledge of staffs and scrolls. Not very convincing amount of HP, although he does get a nice attack with his flame burst, damages 30 against all units, so yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty much the same as the... God, what was it called? Maybe Lich Queen, was it? In Sacred Lands with the Undead? Quite possibly. And then we've got the Baroness, which is their rod planter. Under the Baroness's control of the realm... Under the Baroness's control of the realm, transforms into a fiery wasteland. Under the Baroness's control of the realm... Alright, yeah, see what that means. Sorry, I thought that it was going to be pear-shaped. Her attack is fear. And what will that do is, when she casts it on an enemy unit, they run from battle, which is quite... It's not too bad, actually, because if you're up against a couple of quite beefy units, if she can fear one and get it to run from battle, then that's quite nice, but sadly, she can only take one unit into battle, which makes her kind of useless. We are going to be using the Councillor, because I quite fancy a ranged leader for a change. It'd be good. And... am I going to spell this right? Mangosteen. There we go. That's the boyo. Mr. Mango. As requested, there he is, with the name as suggested. There we go. Let's. What I'm going to do though is maybe I'll give him another fighting unit. I'm not going to give him the devil, because what I wanted to do was, because Zarish's units have a little bit of a higher chance now of upgrading because they've got extra XP. I was going to just transfer them over, but I think Little Mango will need another unit on the front line first. So let's leave that cultist, and yeah, keep him there, and we might have to wait one turn to get another fighting unit for Little Mango Boy. Zarish can keep on scouting about though. There's no problem with that. I'm going to have to end our turn for now because we need, sadly, 10 more gold pieces in order to get another fighting unit for our Little Mango. There we go, thank you. Now, I don't know why, but the mouse scrolling doesn't seem to work when I'm putting the mouse at the top of the screen, which is a bit of a shit, but I'll get through it. Okay, let's get another possessed on the go. Don't yet have enough money to build any upgrade structures, so we don't have to worry about that. But this treasure seems to be unguarded, so let's grab that. Potion of protection, why not? How much does that give us? 15% less damage. Superb. And a couple of goblins. Yes, whatever that means. So here he is. There's our counsellor, and you'll see when he attacks, he gets a kind of like a nice kind of firebird kind of attack. These were a little possessed. They attack just with a short sword, I think, and that's our cultist, which bathes our enemies in fire. Now the good thing about our Little Mango here is, if we're going to be up against the Empire, by a clear mile, some of the most annoying units from the Empire are the healing units. So if we can get Mango leveled up enough with a nice big attack, he should be able to hopefully take out their healers pretty quickly. I think we can manage this. Peasant, thug, man-at-arms. Go for it. I don't know what that means, what he says. I'm sure it means something. You can probably get rid of him? No, you can't, sorry. Vastly overestimated you. This peasant should go down easy enough though. Oh, sorry, I forgot to go through the descriptions of these guys. I do apologise. The thug assembles in bands to steal from unwary travellers and feeble peasants. Also seems to have died, maybe, and come back to life, as he's got a very strange ash-coloured face. Very nice couple of doilies on his shoulders as well. That's the peasant. Peasants defend the little turf they can call home. Bless them. And the man-at-arms, mercenaries who make their mighty services available to all for a price. Mighty services, really. 25 damage, you call that mighty? But do you see what I mean with the possessed? They kind of look like a possessed peasant. Actually, no, they don't. They've let their hair grow and they've not had a shave. There you go. You get the idea. This possessed is getting a bit of a pounding. I wonder how much XP he needs. Oh god, no. Oh, he's the new one. That's my... Never mind. We shall manage, I'm sure. Well then. Let's just double check what we can do here. Might give... In fact, since though it's available, might as well give Zarish that beast... sorry, devil. That's good enough. Good enough for me. Let's end our turn for now. I'm slightly concerned about the smallness of the map in terms of, you know, how much warning we're going to be given when this dwarven, what was it, Cloudkeeper makes his move. But we'll see. I'm assuming we'll get some sort of dialogue to say, the master, the dwarves are on the roof, blah blah blah. I'm hoping anyway. This looks like easy pickings. Let me go after these guys. No point in sending Mango all the way back there. Who just went? Was it that archer? I think it was. In which case you can die. Okay, that's fine. Even though you missed, that should be enough for the devil to take out. Yep. And that's the end of you. Good, good, good. Let's see what's in that chest. On to... Actually, we'd have enough money to start upgrading some stuff. Let's take a quick look at the upgrade trees for the legions, and you'll find that it is considerably different to the undead. In terms of our warrior units, we literally just get the one path. I'm not entirely sure what that is. No, I can't remember. But we've got one path for the fighter units. Let's have a look at the mages. This is where things really get interesting. Look at all this. I think in Sacred Lands, I think you probably had about half the choices of this, and all of these, the fourth tier, was it 1, 2, 3? Yeah, fourth tier just didn't exist at all. So this is where Dark Prophecy really comes to life and gives you so much more choice than Sacred Lands. It's like Sacred Lands Mark II, as it were, which is it's exactly how a sequel should be, let's face it. But for our magic units, we've got the Occult Abbey, which upgrades our cultists into sorcerers, who is having a bit of a nap there, that's fine. Dark Sorcerers can summon Fiery Rain to consume enemy forces. It's basically an upgraded version of the cultist, double the amount of damage, and that's about it. But opens up God knows how many different delights in that particular tree. We've also got the... yes, it's a bit of gender bending, why not? This is going to upgrade the cultist into a witch. It could be a lady underneath that mask, but this is decided by, obviously, whichever building you decide to build, whether they go tend to a man or a woman, I don't know, don't ask. The witch dwell in the depths of forests. If bothered, they have been known to retaliate by transforming the hated interlopers. Sorry, they attack with polymorph. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. It's probably best I show you exactly what happens. It's 80% chance to hit mind, so it does no damage. So it's obviously an effect rather than a damage kind of spell. I'll just quickly show you what our fighters will upgrade into. They'll upgrade into berserkers. I do like the lore behind the fighting units, because essentially it's the demon spirit overcoming the human body. So as humanity weakens in these possessed creatures, the violence becomes uncontrollable. But that just obviously it gets worse as you go down this tree. It's basically just an upgraded fighter, twice as much damage and more HP. For the attack units, I'm not going into that yet because we don't have a gargoyle, and it's the same with the beasts, the support units, sorry, but as you can see, for a 2-space unit, they've got a hell of a lot of options here, and it does get very interesting when you get down to the fourth tier. It's fantastic units down here. It's not going to be a repeat of, was it the Death Dragon in Sacred Lands, which was absolutely shite balls. This is really worth the amount of XP and effort and gold you have to invest into these trees. You get some fantastic units there. But we'll go into that a little bit later. For now, I'm going to just build the Unholy Portal, which is there, and that's our berserkers. Sorry, possessed, sorted. Laudamus Ignis indeed, my friend. This looks fairly doable. Slightly concerned about the weakened possessed unit there. I might be a little bit sneaky and just bring them back onto the back row there, just to see if we should be able to manage. All right. Main thing is that Mango can get a turn. I'm not too bothered about the damage from the peasants, so we'll try and... oh god. Well, this does give us the chance to showcase one of the new combat options, which is Defend. You'll see we've got Defend now, we used to retreat. We used retreat in the last one, I think. Did we use retreat? I think we did. Instant resolve is a new addition. Auto battle's a new addition, and wait is as well. So we'll go into all of that in due course. What I'm going to do is get our possessed to defend first of all. You're going to have to defend as well. You can do that. And as you can see, he's now taking half the damage that he would have taken. So if you're wanting to kind of protect all of your frontline units and backline units by creating a much tougher barrier on the front, then that's the way to go. I'm not entirely sure what to do here. I'm going to do that. Oh, for God's sake, he missed again. Oh, why me? He might die here. Yeah, he's gone. Not to worry, because that's the end of you, and now we're just left with the peasant, which is fine. I may have been a bit too hasty with that, but that's fine. We'll do that, and we'll probably wait, because as I say, we're a warrior lord in this playthrough, so these units will be healed every turn. So we'll just play about and see if we can get to the point where we can hopefully get this city and then do a little bit of healing there. So we'll move Mango down. You are quite happy just floating around there. It's fine. And I think this is as good a time as any to end this episode. So that's the first of our units named. We've got a couple, like I say, a couple more. I've already got one name for one of the broad planters, but yeah, keep the names coming. Probably got room for 2 more, and we'll hopefully get to name those very shortly. So I'll see you then. Ta-ta, Questers.